Okay, welcome back, guys. With me, David and Timothy here. Hello. As mentioned in our previous video, we'll be going into more details of what you can expect from the new updates to our application. So we just thought in this particular video to focus specifically on source document customization. As you know, generating your source documents, customizing them, making them feel personal is a very important thing for your business. It helps with pushing your brand and everything and just creating that personal identity. So without much said, I'm going to hand the floor over to Timothy just to explain a little bit more about what to expect with source document customization.
All right, thank you, David. Okay, so a source document is the what you generate as proof of a transaction, right? So when you receive money, you generate a receipt. When you have a transaction where the person owes you money, you generate an invoice, and so you have source documents as the base for all of your books of accounting, right? So then, when you're operating as a business and a customer comes to you, you generate your receipts, your invoices, you also have things like quotations and orders. There are just so many things that you need to generate as you are operating as a business. And at this heart, at this place, that is where we built out a lot of features inside this new update, right? So when you go to your counter, just like all the other versions of WildGrass, you go there, add things into your cart, and then you click complete. Once you click complete, you're taken to a window where you can then specify things, right? So you can add things like additional costs, you can specify discounts, you can specify whether you want to include customer information, right? So maybe you are a freelancer and you're working with specific customers, right? You can then just click to say, oh, this is going to David. This quotation is going to Trade Kings, So you can then specify the client that it is going to, and all of that, and all of those details. That you could do even in all previous versions. But what we've done now is that we've taken that a few steps forward in how you can specify and make sure that everything is on point. So the first step we've taken towards this is a preview. So when you click to generate, right, when that sheet comes through, you have the option to complete the transaction or to preview the transaction and make sure that everything's okay, right? Yeah. So you click to complete, it will open up and then you'll be able to see, okay, so this is how the information is going to be on the actual digital receipt, digital invoice, digital quotation that is going to be generated, and that can be printed out if you want to, of course. Right. So those are the kind of layers that we're adding. And then, as we mentioned previously, if you're not happy with how it's looking, how it's feeling, maybe the brand color is off, or there's something that is not okay. So what can be wrong with it can either be the information that you passed in and you can go back and edit that, right? Maybe you forgot one item, you can go back and edit the cart. Maybe you added the wrong customer, maybe you misspecified the phone number, all that kind of stuff. You can go back and change that. But what if you don't like how the actual receipt is looking, right? Maybe you don't like the way the colors are coming out, theme colors and the like. Maybe you don't like that, you don't like the layout and that it's showing bank information on a receipt, So you have the ability to then go to your settings so that you can change like with the level of specificity how the receipt comes out.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can you can add your business logo, you can add your regular business information, right? And then you can also choose to add bank information if you want to, right? So on a receipt where you've already received the money and it's just a proof of the transaction, it might not be necessary to have the bank information there. But maybe if it's an invoice, it's a credit transaction, then it's more necessary for you to have the invoice with bank information. So it can work like that, where you're choosing, depending on the kind of source document that you're generating. You can choose to, you can then specify things like the terms and conditions as well. So on a receipt, those might vary. You might be talking about the warranties and whatnot inside the terms and conditions. While in the invoice, you can choose to add more things like about payments and part payments, and maybe you can also put your terms and conditions for lay-bys and all that kind of stuff. Maybe an electronic store and you offer lay-by. So you can add all of those kinds of things in the terms and conditions as you're customizing the source document. So when you customize that template for an invoice, every invoice you generate will follow that template, will have those terms and conditions, will have bank information. If you said you should have bank information, will follow the color scheme that you've selected. So there are all of those freedoms and flexibilities that you have, while adding a level of ease and just simplicity. Because after you've taken the time to put that template together, and every time you generate, it follows that template. It means that once you've generated the template, you can be on the go. You can just be moving around with your phone. You just quickly add stuff. You're like, oh, okay, this is going to this guy's, generate quotation, send via email, and you forget about it. Like, hey, I need the quotation. You're like, oh, sorry, I forgot about that. You know, even as we're sitting right now, you can just be like, okay, they want this, add to cart. Okay, this is going to Trade Kings. All right, yes, it's a quotation and send by email. Okay, so preview it first. All right, this looks fine. Terms and conditions, the color scheme, everything. All right, send, and that's it. And that's it. So that is our SD customization that is coming in the latest version of the WildGrass app.
Okay, thank you so much, Timothy, for giving us that very detailed explanation. I like how you've gone through the entire experience from explaining what a source document is. There seems to be a bit of confusion out there on what exactly this is. But I'm sure you guys have got a greater sense of what exactly this source document customization can do. A very powerful tool that is useful for every business, as you know, every business has to bring out a receipt. So a lot more exciting stuff coming up. Stay tuned for the next video.
All right, thank you so much.